Hello and welcome to the second installment of my T42p saga. And, well, now it's time to upgrade the system, I guess. So first off, an American English keyboard. And, as you can see off the bat, there are some rather obvious places where the key caps are wearing off, but honestly, that is fine. As long as the keyboard works and it's of the layout that I'm used to, I'm okay with it. Next, we have a fan, which came with the system initially, but needed to be installed. And a 100 gigabyte hard drive to upgrade the original 60 gigabyte hard drive. I do eventually want to do an SSD installation in this, but I do not have the proper equipment right now. In addition to all of this, I also ordered some RAM to bring it up to a maximum of 2 gigabytes, but that won't come until tomorrow. So I figured, why not go ahead and make these upgrades while I can. So in standard ThinkPad fashion, you get really just, it's really easy to take off the bottom cover. First I'll just take out the battery. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I want to get a larger battery for it, but this battery is really quite good. I haven't had to charge it but once since getting this computer, so, you know. But, yeah, let me just turn on my light. And yeah, I'll begin taking out screws, and I'll actually cut the video for this just because it's easier if I can get a clear view of the system. Okay, so that's all the screws taken out. First things first, I will take out the hard drive and set it aside, which you did not just see that, but hard drive's missing now. Next, let's see. Generally, it's the keyboard that excuse me, it's generally the keyboard that comes up first. Ah, yes. There we go. Let's see. Shouldn't be too hard to take that back on. There we go. Let's see. Did I miss a screw? Actually, it doesn't look like it. I'll work on this a bit. So here's the inside of the computer, and I believe the fan that needs to be replaced is right under here. And it looks like it might actually be a good opportunity to repaste, to do some repasting as well. see. Yeah, let me examine that closer. Well, okay, so just an update. I took this apart to get this put in, but the heat pipe is too hard to remove, and I don't want to risk damaging anything. Second thing is, so this is the new keyboard. Plugs in just fine, but apparently I was operating on some misinformation about what keyboards were compatible with one another, and so this keyboard isn't actually entirely compatible. There's one extra standoff. Now, let's see, I do want to still test to see if this keyboard works. So I guess I'll just do that, and then I can slide in the battery, power it on. Okay, so we know the keyboard works, which is good. But I'll need to see what, oh yeah, and the CMOS battery's dead, but that's not too big a deal. I'll only need to pull the main battery once in the blue moon, but yeah, so, the keyboard works, which is good, at least. And the reason why I'm not too worried about replacing the fan is the fact that the fan isn't causing any error on the computer yet, so in my view it should be fine. But so yeah, I'll ask around about this because this is a metal standoff, but if I can find some way to remove this, then this keyboard will work fine. The other option being, this keyboard has all the correct standoff positions. At least. Yeah, this keyboard has all the correct standoff positions, so if there was some way I could transplant keys from this keyboard to this keyboard, then that would also work. The only issue with that being that this key, the entire spring part is broken off, which would not be which would make it harder. But if all else fails, I can just buy a new keyboard. But so yeah. Okay, so I got the memory I ordered, and this should just be a simple matter of taking the memory access door off the bottom. And sliding the memory into place. And this should take this laptop up to the maximum of 2 gigabytes of RAM. And so I will replace the cover. Screw it down. There. And now we can see what the BIOS reports. And this keyboard isn't actually anchored in. I'll go into what I'm planning to do about the keyboard situation in a bit. And the CMOS battery is still dead. So I will also need to replace that at some point. Let's see. There. It takes a bit to reinitialize the BIOS, I think. Yep, there we go. Okay. And yes. Installed memory, 2 gigabytes. Now let's move on to the next part, which is I removed the hard drive that was in here and put in a 100 gigabyte drive. So now the 60 gigabyte drive is sitting in a hard drive bay. So the plan I'll just shut that down and grab my external keyboard. Because my plan is to basically just use an external US English keyboard until I can get a US English keyboard for the laptop itself. So now that I have that, I will turn it on again. And I will boot from the flash drive. probably yell at me about date and time again, honestly. Yep. So, because it probably won't, let me continue. 6. It is 2021. As for the time, it's 12:35 p.m. And hopefully this will go off without a hitch now. There we go. See, that's the new drive that I put in, and I want the SanDisk Cruiser because I have Hiron's Boot CD, and I will just use my standard fare of Parted Magic for this because that's what I always use, and it basically always works. Only thing is this this version of Hiron's is a bit old, which means it can't deal with some newer Linux stuff. But I mean, you know, this is all Windows XP that I'm dealing with here, so it's fine. I also probably will want to memtest A6 the memory at some point, just to make sure. And actually, I forget what's on the drive that I put in here, so I will need to look at that before I actually, do anything with it, and I'll cut the video for that because I forget what's on it, and I don't want to reveal any personal information. It's probably backups because that's what most of my drives used to be used for. But yeah, I will be back once I am ready to image the drive. And as expected, it was backups as well as Mac OS 9 system, but I can get rid of it. So yeah, let's delete all of these. Oh wow, this is slow on the system. But yeah, let's delete all of these. Oh, and that crashed. Here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna copy. Paste. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and actually go ahead and make some partitions for, let's see. So I'm actually going to make some partitions for Void Linux because that is also what I want to install alongside Windows. So I am going to go ahead and create those partitions just to make things easy, but let's see. DX24 free space following. This will be the root partition, so let me just bring up the calculator and see what. Let's see, 38162. Divided by 2. 1. Let's do that. That seems reasonable. add new, and I'm just gonna give a 2 gig swap partition space. Add new. Swap. Add. And there we go. Now we'll apply the changes. And I will be back when this is all done. Okay, so now that that is finished, I will shut down the computer. Eject this. And put in the standard CD-ROM. And now let's just see if it's bootable. The hard drive's bootable right off the bat. I doubt it, but you never know. Yeah, that's basically what I was expecting. So in that case, I'm going to run an upgrade for Windows 7, and hopefully that will fix the bootability along the way. So now we'll boot the CD. And I'll come back when this is finished loading stuff. So here we are at the beginning installation. Install now. And hopefully this will... Oh, it seems there's a bit of a Moray pattern on the screen, but hopefully this will allow me to just upgrade the existing installation. But if not, then that's not too big a deal, because, yeah. Okay, let's try repairing. Let's see. I'm not even sure if Windows 7 is equipped to deal with Windows XP startup issues, but you never know. I don't have an XP disk on hand if that is the case. Or actually I might. So I'll come back when this is finished. Okay, so the idea for the idea for getting maybe that wasn't the right thing. Anyway, the idea, my first idea for getting clones bootable, the clone bootable, didn't quite work out. So now I'm trying a Windows XP install disk, but I'm not sure if I will actually be able to get that to work. And just by chance, I had a Windows XP disk ready. And I'm not even sure if this will work, but yeah, I'll be back when I figure out if I can get this boot or not. Okay, so the clone installation didn't quite work out, cloning the old installation. So I'm just going to need to, do a fresh install of 7, which isn't too big a deal. I actually quite like just having fresh installs anyway. I accept custom. Let's see. I know I already. Let's see. Enter. Can I find my calculator? There it is. Divided by 2. 47697. Apply. And there we go. Next. And so yeah, I will come back when this is finished. Okay, so here are graded with the Windows 7 out-of-box experience. And so I will continue to set this up, and you will see me back when we are at the desktop. So now it is working on preparing the desktop, and yeah. and hopefully it will install graphics drivers automatically, because I'm not sure there are any drivers that are available for download that for this computer's graphics card that work with Windows 7. But yeah, I'll be back when we are actually at the desktop. Well, here we are at the desktop, and yes, as expected, not a lot in the way of actual drivers running at SVGA resolution, Windows 7 basic color scheme, no sound driver, but that should all be a relatively easy fix. I just need to do some fiddling around so I can get the device drivers. So anyway, yeah, I will be back when this is complete. Okay, so as you can see, we have the first round of updates done, and now the screen is operating at its correct resolution, as well as we have sound and wireless. But anyway, so I'm not sure how many more rounds of updates. Hopefully not many, just because, you know, that would be really nice, but you never know. So yeah, I will film more tomorrow, because it is time for me to get off for the night. Okay, yeah, it looks like there are more updates. But yeah. Well, so now I have Windows 7 fully configured, which means it is time for us to move on to the next part of the installation, which is installing Void Linux. And I have to say, despite the fan being rather loud, it actually still does a pretty effective job of cooling the laptop, which I'm quite impressed at. Because like my X61 is also very loud, louder than this, and it really doesn't do a very good job of cooling the laptop, which I really need to replace that at some point. Yep. Right. I use Force PAE. I was half expecting to need to do that. Let's see. So I think if I just... Will that do it? the thing about the Pentium M processors is that they don't report they have PAE, even though they do. Thanks, Intel. So that makes it a little difficult, to say the least. Because yes, so PAE is present in at least some Pentium M processors. It's just that Intel never actually included the flag. Yeah, see, now it works. But Intel didn't actually enable the flag, so it's complicated. But yeah. See. US keyboard, network. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna get this set up. And I'll come back when this system is fully installed. Okay, so now it is running a little install script that I made up that essentially installs a bunch of useful utilities and things. And yeah. So I'll come back when this is done and the system is all configured because yeah, it's basically just doing its thing. I will say I still need to figure out Wi-Fi config, because right now it is tethered to my access point again. The installer didn't like, for some reason didn't like my input, even though I think I was putting in everything incorrectly, for Wi-Fi stuff, so I just figured, you know, Ethernet is easy, and I have it right with me, so why not? But yeah, I will be back in a short while. Well, here we are. I have finished configuring this for now. I won't do a whole ton of exploration. Just turn that off to get a better picture, but I won't do a whole ton of exploration because obviously there's still work I need to do on the computer. But I figure it would be fun to show you where this computer is right now. So first we agree with the grub boot screen, and let's boot into Windows 7 first. And here we are. And this is running on a 5200 RPM IDE drive. So spinning Rust. Probably not the fastest, but I do intend to upgrade this with an SSD at some point. And here we are at the desktop. And as you can see, I've just installed some basic utilities: FTP client, PuTTY, disk burner, Firefox. But so yeah, technically I should be able to middle button scroll because I thought that driver was installed. But, you know, of course I have time to work out driver issues and such. Honestly, the system is so clean right now, there aren't many places where I can test. Oh yeah, there we go. And is this actually, like, right? Windows right? Oh no, it's just WordPad. Darn it. Anyway, let's see. I'm looking for WinVer, just because I like to run WinVer. WinLoad, WinLogon. Some of these icons haven't been updated since like NT4. Look at the WinLogon, the WinLogon icon. That's directly out of NT4. I guess Shell 32 probably haven't been updated since NT4. Here's WinVer. And there you go. So anyway, yeah, not much to write home about in this system. But the real excitement really comes in for Void Linux. So let's load Void. And honestly, I love Void Linux. I'm really used to Debian-based distributions, but yeah, Void is quite good as well. And yeah, let's run neofetch from the terminal. And then, you know, pretty basic system information. only 48 megabytes of megabytes, of RAM used on startup, which is really impressive. But yeah, and here is the Motif Window Manager, which has easily become my new favorite window manager. Let's see. Okay. And yeah, I just really love this. It's such a cool system. Yeah, I have both graphical and text-based options for a lot of things. So for instance, here's my site loaded in links, and I styled my the look and feel of this after AIX, which is IBM's Unix. But yeah, there's one thing that I really want to show that is really cool, and that is the ability to play music. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Well, turns out I accidentally messed up my groups that my user account was in, but that's fixed now. So, let's play some music. So yeah, this will definitely be a multi-part series on getting this computer back up and running, or not back up and running, just up and running to my specifications. But yeah, I'm super happy to have this again, have this computer again, because it has been so long since I've had a computer of this model. And yeah, I'm just sort of speechless. I'm just really happy that I have this computer. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. There will be more to come on this computer. Thanks for watching.